Two countries, same AI revolution. Completely different answers to the same question. What do you do with the people the machines replace? One answer made shareholders very, very rich. The other one is still running the experiment. China chose workers, America chose profits. 2 years in, here's what the data actually says. This is the most consequential economic experiment of our lifetime, and almost nobody is calling it that. Now here's the honest version, and we're going to be honest throughout this video because frankly, there's too much hype on both sides. China did not ban AI layoffs. That's a headline, not a fact. What China actually did is more interesting and more complicated than a ban. And America's story is not a triumph. It's a stress test, and the cracks are showing. Meet the American playbook. It's not new. It's called creative destruction. And for 200 years, it has been the engine of American prosperity. The idea: let technology eliminate inefficiencies. Companies that adapt survive. Workers who lose jobs eventually find new ones. The economy grows. Everyone wins. Eventually. Supposedly. In 2025 alone, AI was directly cited as the reason for over 54,000 job cuts in the United States. Confirmed by Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, the firm that tracks this stuff for a living. And those are just the ones where companies admitted AI was the cause. The actual number almost certainly higher. Now, let's be fair to the American model, now because the cheerleaders aren't entirely wrong. Amazon's stock up substantially after the cuts. Microsoft reported record profits the same quarter it announced 15,000 layoffs. The S&P 500, driven heavily by AI investment, has had a remarkable run. In fact, by some estimates, AI drove up to 80% of US stock market gains in 2025. So, from the shareholder's seat, this looks like it's working, but there's a number that doesn't show up on any earnings call: the human tab. Now, China's story, and let me be clear, is not the propaganda version you might have seen circulating online. China did not issue a sweeping ban on AI layoffs. That's a simplification, and it's wrong. What actually happened is more nuanced and honestly more interesting. August 2025. China's State Council issues its AI Plus action plan with a line that stood out to labor economists worldwide. Advance technological development while strengthening social safeguards. Translation: you can use AI, you can gain efficiency, but you must also run the safety net alongside it. Reskilling programs, employment risk assessments, new job categories. The Ministry of Human Resources added new AI-related job categories to its official employment catalog. Roles like AI training specialist, generative AI tester, AI animation producer. Not as buzzwords, funded, subsidized, government-certified career paths. And Beijing's labor courts clarified something important. If your company deploys AI and fires workers because of it, that is not by itself a valid legal grounds for termination under existing Chinese labor law. Workers still have contracts. Those contracts still have teeth. Now, does this work in practice? Let's look at a real case study. Alibaba, same AI tools as Amazon, chat agents, logistics AI, automated warehousing. They deployed them at scale. But instead of mass layoffs, internal reporting showed a significant effort to redeploy workers across departments. Customer service reps moving into AI quality control, warehouse staff moving into coordination roles. The transition wasn't painless, it wasn't perfect, but the workforce wasn't simply deleted. Here's what we can say about the Chinese approach based on what's documented. 1. Public AI enthusiasm in China is strikingly high. 84% of Chinese respondents in Ipsos's 2025 global survey said they were excited about new AI products. In America, that number is 38%. That gap matters. Excited workers adopt AI, resentful workers sabotage it. 2. Job postings for college graduates in China fell 22% in the first half of 2025 versus the prior year. The AI employment problem is real there too. China is not winning this cleanly. Don't let anyone tell you that. All right, data time, no spin, just the numbers. This is not a trivial gap. This is a society-level difference in how two countries feel about their own technological future. And when a majority of your workforce fears the technology your economy is betting on, that's a political time bomb, not a productivity story. Now, again, and this is important, China having a policy doesn't mean the policy works. State intervention can calcify inefficiency, protect zombie jobs, slow innovation. The Soviet Union had full employment. We know how that story ends. But here's the thing about America right now. We're not even having the argument. There is no serious federal policy framework. Both systems are paying a price. Neither side wants to admit theirs. The US is developing what researchers are calling an AI resentment economy. Young workers are finding it harder to enter AI-exposed fields. A majority now believe AI will reduce job opportunities. Most would refuse to work under an AI supervisor. This is a workforce increasingly afraid of the technology its companies depend on. Productivity gains are real. The trust deficit is real too. And in a democracy, that deficit has a name: votes. China's version of the problem is different, but just as real. Job opportunities for graduates are shrinking. Some young workers are simulating office life just to maintain routine. Automation is already replacing low-skill roles. China can subsidize reskilling, but it cannot eliminate structural mismatch. And even insiders are warning that AI could shake society to its core. Here is what we actually know, as of today. America optimized for shareholder value. Layoffs happened, profits rose. China optimized for stability. Reskilling programs launched. Protections strengthened. Neither country has cracked this. But here's what should bother you. In America, we have no national framework for what happens when AI replaces a job. None. Not a policy debate. Not a plan. Just earnings reports and a workforce growing more anxious, more resentful, more volatile. That gap is the story. China may not be right, their model may not last, but they are treating this like a civilization-level shift. America is treating it like a quarterly earnings opportunity. In 10 years, one of these approaches will look prescient, and one will look like a catastrophic failure of imagination. The question isn't which country wins. The question is whether anyone's paying attention. What should America do? Drop your take below. If this shifted your thinking even slightly, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe.